This episode of Blacktop Banter is brought to you by Crafco, the world's leading manufacturer of packaged pavement preservation materials and equipment for the asphalt industry. Learn more at crafco.com. Hey everybody, welcome back to Blacktop Banter. Pretty fortunate this week. We're in Houston, Texas at Dirt World Summit, brought to you by BuildWit. And I cannot think of a more exciting feeling than being here with my main man, Vijay. So Vijay and I connected, I don't know, 2 years ago probably, you think?
Yeah, about 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, I was down in Charlotte area doing some work. I got an invitation to come check out Dynapac's HQ. Went there, and you guys kind of had me in like a holding area, like a staging area. I think they were kind of getting the troops all together and whatnot, like, you know, Marvin's here, what are we going to do? And immediately I'm like, I want to do videos, I want to do this and that. So Dormy was like, typical Dormy, right? She's like, oh gosh, okay, I got to get so-and-so to do so-and-so, whatever. So I'm in this room. I look over, and there's a whiteboard, and I notice it wasn't really drawn in great detail, but I notice a curve and a flat line under it, and I'm like, that really looks like the bottom drum of a roller, like the bottom of a drum. And then I start looking at these equations written there, and pretty soon I'm like, that looks like amplitude, right? About that time, Vijay comes in, sees me looking at this whiteboard. He asks one question, right? Do you know what you're looking at? I'm like, that's amplitude. From then on, we go into it, right? And you start explaining it to me. So we'll get into that story a little bit later and how what was written on that whiteboard has come to fruition at Dynapac this year, which we're all really super excited about. I think the asphalt industry at large should be excited about too. But, you know, Marvin's a crazy name, right? Like, there's not a lot of people named Marvin.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of any other people I know named Vijay. Yeah, that's not really very many. So tell us how a guy named Vijay gets here to America, what that journey was, and how you got into the asphalt world in general.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marvin, first of all, having me here today. And it was an amazing conference so far, Dirt World.
Oh, yeah, we've had a good time.
He's done a fantastic job of putting this together with a lot of contractors, a lot of OEMs and sponsors, and it is a phenomenal event so far.
Oh, yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I've had a good time. It's always good catching up with my friends, but then we have the advantage of making new friends.
Absolutely.
Right? While we're here and connecting some dots. And that's always the most exciting thing for me is us doing what we always do, which is exciting, but then also, you know, you and I are dreamers, you know.
Absolutely.
So our light bulbs are always going off, and this event has been really crucial for that because it brought in different aspects of our industry with outside ones, which we've kind of made some good connections, I think. And it looks like you all have had a great time too, right?
Yeah, no, we really having a great time and looking forward to the final day today and close this up in a big way.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's kind of over the hill of that mountain of, you know, how's it going to go. We've had a pretty good time. You guys had the VR booth, and I think that's been a big attraction to especially people who are interested in it. It's a little bit hesitant on some of the old guys, but once they get in and you can kind of direct them, you guys have created a software. Michael's created great software that makes it pretty simple for anybody to navigate.
Absolutely.
There, right?
We're fortunate to have people like that in our Dynapac family and create such a forward-thinking, creative stuff so we can use in this industry and we propel it further.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one of the ailments we always talk about is the industry having this kind of image of not being exciting and interesting and fun, right? Like whenever you say, if you say we put roads down, people are thinking, oh man, you're out in the heat, you're sweating, you got calluses all over your hand. They don't realize that there's people flying drones over, there's people measuring depth, right? There's people doing density checks, right? And then you have all these other guys that are creating the software that some of these machines run on and things. So there's so many different facets of what we do now.
So I always say that outside it's look a hunk of steel.
Yeah.
But if you go deep into it, it's the most sophisticated technology in every construction machines today.
Yeah, I think so too. And you have to be.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what it comes down to is contractors winning bids so that they can pay their employees and keep the lights on. One of those things that separates the guys that win the bids from the don't nowadays is efficiency and how quick we can get this done. And to have manufacturers like Dynapac be implementing stuff that helps contractors succeed with that means that everybody's on the same page here going forward, and we're improving.
Yeah, no, that's the goal for us, is how can we take the industry to the next leap and take this age-old industry to a kind of a technology-driven and improve productivity, safety, pretty much everything around the job site. How can we make it more better, safer, and future-proof?
Yeah,
that's we are working towards. Coming back to a little bit what you asked at the beginning, how do I got into this industry?
Yeah.
So
you were here before all this has been going on. Right?
Absolutely. So
do you want to take credit for ushering us into this at age, or?
No, I can't take myself the credit. So it's a lot of people, hardworking people behind this. I get to be the face and talk about it today, but there's a lot of people behind, put hours and hours and years of research and work, and I'm honored to talk about this technologies, what we are doing on behalf of them. I'm just the face and the messenger, I would say.
Yeah, but you've been part of it, right? I mean,
been part of Dynapac for about 15 years. So originally grew up in India, and
we're at in India.
Very southern part of India. Okay. So I call people ask in America, "Hey, where are you from?" I'm from Texas of India.
Okay, that's we'll take it.
It's right in.
Yeah, it's hot. Right.
It's humid, but the place I come from, it's a city called Coimbatore, where it's three sides is covered by mountain. There's only one way to get in and get out.
Oh, okay.
So it's the climate wise, it's nicer. One of the nicer climate where the city I grew up with had in India. Okay. So I'm fortunate to grew up in it's an industrial town, a lot of textile, a lot of automobile machineries, and it's a manufacturing town. So that's a huge backbone. I come from a family of farming, and I have some little bit of farming background, but I personally didn't do any farming. My parents and grandparents all came from the farming background.
Okay.
And so I went to school, finished my engineering. That's my background. I always tell I'm engineer by trade, a marketeer by heart.
Okay, yeah.
That's the way I define myself.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Oh, that's good.
It fits well in what I do today. Mm-hmm. So it's destiny probably. That's how it started. I started for a small company in a manufacturing world, which is manufacture a lot of mopeds. In India, if you see a lot of like 50cc mopeds, it's very popular at that time.
Yeah.
And I started in one of the biggest manufacturing company, which manufactured mopeds like daily. There is like 2,000 mopeds were built in the factory.
Really?
That's huge.
Daily. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy number. But do you think, being that manufacturing was a big influence in your town growing up, do you think that influenced your direction right away? Did you know that you wanted to be in manufacturing, or was it just like, well, this is what's been in the atmosphere, so this is what
So my dad was having a small workshop.
Oh, okay.
So he had a few lathes, and he used himself a turner in his entire life. So that's how I got into machineries. So
how young did you mess around on the lathes and stuff?
I did as early as about my age was, if I can recollect correctly, about 15.
Oh, really?
My dad gave me the access to go to the machines and touch it, feel it, and during my times when I studied my diploma and then engineering and diploma summers and even weekends, I was fortunate to be in a college where we go into foundry and make molds. We go into machine shop and lathe.
Make molds and do lathes.
Lathes, like this institute I studied, they had their own manufacturing center.
Wow.
So we can, during days, Monday to Thursday, we will be studying classwork, and Friday and Saturday, we'll be going work in the industry.
Wow.
So whatever you study, it's directly applied.
Really, in real time.
World. And at summers, they ask us to go pick an industry and do internship, and I picked a CNC machines and do internship on CNC machines in my age of like 16, 17.
Wow, really? So you were applying it right then and there,
Yeah.
what you were learning. It wasn't
Yeah.
get educated and then get experience.
Yeah.
It was education and experience at the same time.
Same time. That helped me a lot in the later part
Yeah.
of my life. Then went on doing engineering in the same town, and then started a small. It's not small. It's a very large moped
company.
manufacturing company. I was doing a small part in manufacturing. My first job was to study the engine assembly line and study the line and reduce the assembly time by 3 minutes.
That was the task.
That was the task as an intern. So that was the task I started with, and then went into a little bit into engineering, and got into construction industry and mining. Start with and in designing blast hole drills for a company which owned us in the past, Atlas Copco.
I did drilling and blasting for a summer.
Yeah,
It was pretty.
it's a fun.
Dude,
fun,
it's very fun.
Uh-huh.
It's very rewarding. Tough work a little bit, but very rewarding, especially when you set up the fuse lines
Yeah,
and you realize that there's an art to it, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all timed,
yeah,
right? So then you realize if you really you want it to roll like a carpet,
yeah,
right? And you mess that up a little bit, that's not good. You got percussion blowing back this way and
Absolutely.
into that way, and we got something messed up. Very exciting.
yeah. That's where I started in the construction mining side. So it's a mining machine. Usually, it's huge blast hole drills. You drill deep about 60 feet and fill it with powders and stuff, and start blowing stuff up and get the overburden in the mines out, and then start going deeper and deeper.
That's crazy.
That's the machine they started with, an engineering side, and then had an opportunity to work for Dynapac in the US in the year of 2008.
How did that opportunity come about?
So the company owned us before. As currently we are owned by Fiat Group. We are fortunate to own by Fiat Group out of France. And the previous owner was for Dynapac was Atlas Copco, which was global company again, mainly in compressors, and they also have a mining division. They bought Dynapac freshly in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So they were looking for talents globally to increase R&D capacity and bring more products to the market. And then they had an opportunity for me to come over to US to work in a project.
Did you have to apply for it, or
Yes, there's a lot of internal. So the way it worked was internal job market. You just apply if you're qualified. You get qualified through that, and then what happens is the visa process coming into the US is it took me about a year to process the visa and all stuff like that, but everything went smooth, and here I was 2008 August, and
that was when you first got here?
First got here and flew into Dallas Fort Worth Airport, and looked like, wow, I'm in a different world. Skyscrapers in Dallas Fort Worth that time, and big pickup trucks never seen in my life. First time seeing everybody owning a pickup truck and driving down the road. Everything was bigger. Texas, man, everything was bigger.
Yeah, you got it right. You got like America right there,
right
in
there.
the face.
Right in my face.
Here
like, okay, cool. This is where I'm going to live. This is cool.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Was America in the back of your mind in India? Getting there, was that always on your radar of getting there? Or was it just like if it comes, it comes? And
it happened. I think it's what we call as the right time, being at the right time at the right place.
Yeah.
So it happened. I before that I never traveled out of India. Only time I traveled out of India was to a project within mining division to South Africa. That was my first trip outside of India at the age of like 22.
Okay.
I was like digging it up quite. It was 2 week project. I was like first time on an airplane. I was like jumping up and down. I'm taking pictures of it.
You still get that excited about everything.
Going sending my parents, hey, look at what I'm doing. And I was like, I'm like, cool, man.
Yeah, that's
good for you.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks spent in South Africa. Came back for a project and finished it. And
next trip was
a year later to US.
Wow, man, that's wild. So you get to Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah.
You see skyscrapers, you see jacked up pickup trucks with horns on the front of the grill.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
So then the place I'm going to work is in Waco.
Okay.
It's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Then somebody driving me down. I did not have driving license when I came here. I didn't know how to drive cars. I never drove in my life. All my life was driving mopeds and other stuff, two-wheelers.
Yeah, that would have took a while.
To get
from Dallas to Waco on
a moped. That's going to take a while.
Smart
definitely. at a 20 miles an hour, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
You're right. And Waco, here is Waco. Okay, still cool. It's America. Like anywhere in America is cool.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
Waco was like, small town, not big hustle and bustle at the time. Today's completely changed. And go there and settle down for a couple of days. And of course, the jet lag hit me the first few days, and I'm calling my parents and friends in India. Don't know, didn't sleep for a few days, and just at the midnight calling everybody, say.
They're
them
up.
And,
they're up at midnight
opposite.
Here. They're up. Yeah, it's their morning. Call them for breakfast at night here. Yeah.
Then life goes on. So then making friends, and Baylor University was close by. I was working in Waco. We were working with a consultant to design a paver here for North America. Yeah. And made a few friends in the Baylor University. I lived right down the street. Still remember it's 4th Street in Waco. It's like right opposite to I-35. Yeah. It was a cool experience. A year later, we moved to, after designing to build it, we started moving into one of our plant at the time, a mining plant in Garland, Texas. So it's again back to the DFW. Yeah. Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, and started working as an engineer there, and slowly grew up in the ranks within the company as a project manager. And I got a chance in 2012, end of 2012, 2013, became a product manager. I didn't know what product manager was at the time. I said, raise my hand.
Yeah, I'll do
Somebody asked, who wants to be a product manager? I was like, raise my hand. I'll try it. That's how I got into the marketing side. Yeah. So I had the technical background, engineering background, and technically working on the pavers, and now become the product manager for pavers and compactors in US, North America.
Yeah. What year was that?
It was end of 2012, beginning of 2013.
Okay.
Then I go into the customer side. So always in a closet, designing, looking at the computers. Now I go into the big world of construction, go travel quite a bit, and get to see customers, get to meet contractors in person, and I was like enjoying the life.
Oh yeah.
That was like, I never knew this type of this side existed at the time. So it's a life changing event once you start traveling and seeing people, and that gave me a lot of satisfaction, interacting with people with different continent, and also different customers, and how what they want, and what they expect from
they have problems,
and they obviously had problems, and we went and helped them to solve. And either being a density issue or something else, and we always jumped in and went and talked to them and helped them out. And I was always riding along with our sales team and helping them to explain the product. So that's why they call me the geek.
Oh, yeah.
So he talks about all the technical stuff behind it. And so I was helping our sales team tremendously to help sell more, as well as helps understand what customer wants, so we can develop right products for the future.
One thing I've noticed, right, in that amount of time is Dynapac's trajectory has changed somewhat, right? It changed hands. You told me 2007, right? It has been around for a long time.
Correct.
But the technology and the products within the space have always been, we make rollers, and the technology really didn't change very much. Same thing with the pavers, right? There were incremental changes, but nothing really, really super advanced. And I think that in a certain amount of time, that still kind of sticks with the industry some. So to have somebody like you that is very knowledgeable, but also works with the sales team in tandem to relay the information about, these are the advancements we're making, these are the issues that we're having, these are the ways to solve them, has been very important in turning the direction for Dynapac in these later years, because we've watched the company do a really big shift here as of late, and get on pace with the rest of the industry and the rest of the people that make equipment in the industry. Yeah,
and our we are fortunate to own by a couple of big companies, and in 2017 and officially in 2018, Fiat Group took Dynapac brand from Atlas Copco and became the owner of the company.
Yeah.
And Fiat Group is themselves a construction company first.
Yeah.
They have construction in France, doing steel work, doing pressure vessels and energy and all kinds of. So they knew what they were getting into it right from the day one. And we are very fortunate to have them as our owner, and they knew new construction and they knew road construction very much because they had been in that space. They own asphalt plant companies and distributor trucks and all the things which need to build. We call it road life cycle. So Fire Group has products which can build the entire road life cycle, starting from taking out the existing roads and putting down the base and reclaim it, compact it, with all the way up to produce new asphalt with plants, and then come back and pave with it and compact it and finish it.
You know, when I think about Dynapac and the market they're in and the other people that are in that market, the other companies that are in that market, you know, the customers that have been with Dynapac, I've been fortunate enough to been with you guys and partnered with Dynapac now for over a year, right? It's been long enough, right?
Yeah.
That we've had interactions with clients. Thankfully, you guys allow me to still hang out at the booth and talk to people once in a while.
Absolutely.
And not run people off with me being a geek as well. But what I've come to find out is that people that use Dynapac are loyal to Dynapac in that regard. What we don't see is, you know, Dynapac having this image that is just in your face all the time or whatever. It mainly is we develop really good relationships, and we create a product that people can depend on. But that's really, and that was the way it was, I think, until 2007, 2008, until that shift has started to happen. The thing with making a shift like you guys have made is it's not 1 or 2 years, it's 10 years, 20 years, right?
Yep.
For a brand image to get shifted. One of those major shifts that you guys have really been focusing on is your dealer network and that type of stuff. Because I have a lot of people, when we come to the booth, they're like, well, who's your dealer around here? And you guys mentioned a name. I don't know all of them, but you mentioned the name of that dealer and they're like, oh, yeah, oh, that's who has it. Yeah. So I really think that that's understated, of just the fact that Dynapac can be accessed through the dealer network anywhere in the United States, and, you know, in multiple places around the country. Can you touch on that a little bit for us about the dealer network and how it is available to customers who do want to buy Dynapac stuff, for them to have their stuff looked at or serviced or parts or whatever?
Absolutely. So as you said, people knew Dynapac as a brand always. They knew us. Like if you go to a trade show, people come. My dad used to ride those rollers.
Yeah,
drive those rollers.
They say that all the time.
My dad grew up on Dynapac.
Yeah.
My brother grew up on Dynapac. I'm the third generation. We know Dynapac. So Dynapac has always been a great brand in people's mind.
Yeah.
And what happened since 2018, we became part of Fire Group, is focus. Focus has been the number one.
Yeah.
Right? We understand Dynapac. Fire Group understand Dynapac. Dynapac within people. We had the people behind us for all along. What became evident was we need the clear focus. This is what we do. We are into paving and compaction. That's what we do. That's what we want to focus on. Let's go get it done.
Yeah.
So that was the first for everybody within Dynapac, not only in US, globally, that became very evident.
Yeah.
We have a strong owner backing us up, and they want us to grow.
Yeah.
And everybody took it to their heart. All the people like, yes, Dynapac is a well-known brand. We can do this.
Yeah.
And everybody took it to their heart. And especially in the United States, what we started focusing was build a solid dealer network.
Yep.
We are as good as our dealers.
Yep.
We can make all the products, all the best products in the world. But if you have the right channels to the market, especially the highly engineered products like the pavers and asphalt rollers and stuff and soil rollers, these are like highly engineered products. It's not like we're putting together a couple of components making it happen. It's the R&D goes for 5-6 years.
Yeah. And
a dedicated team of people developing those, and we need right people to support. As you know, asphalt industry thinks if something goes wrong, we need to fix it immediately. Your machine has to be highly dependable, which we always did with Dynapac machines. People say it works for 25 years.
Yeah.
It beats all the time. So we had that solid, the foundation of it. And now time to build up our dealer network, support our customers with right parts and right machines, have the right machines close by the customers, and supported with the right part support and service support. And that's what we focused on. We really worked hard last 5 years, thanks to all of our team in North America, US, and Canada combined.
Mm-hmm.
The focus was, let's go find right partners for us. We don't call them dealers; we call them our partners.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We call them, that's our motto, is like your partner on the road ahead.
Yeah.
So Dynapac is your partner.
Yeah.
And to our customers, to our dealers, to all, including your own employees, that's our brand promise.
Yeah.
So.
But that goes two ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoever you're being a partner to is also a partner to you.
Absolutely.
Right. So with that dealer network, it's like, okay, if you have issues or whatever, come back to us and let us know, because me as a contractor, as a lot of people know, I own an asphalt business. We have that Dynapac plate compactor that we use and showed this year that we had great success with. If something breaks on that, mm-hmm. and I go to the dealer network, to my dealer, mm-hmm. and my dealer was like, yeah, I don't know, I can't fix it, I can't get a number from them or whatever, that's an overall brand image issue.
Correct.
Right? So my mind doesn't be like, yeah, my dealer's bad. My mind goes to, this is the product and I had an issue with it and now the product is bad. You guys don't seem to have that issue, and I think it's because of the vetting process with the dealers being, you guys make sure that they are quality dealers in the
Correct.
network, right?
Correct. That's absolutely what we are looking for. A partner is like, we want to make sure that our customers, the end users, are taken care in the right way, and partnering with the right-minded dealers makes it a lot easier to access the end users properly.
Yeah. The one thing you notice, right? So you focus on that, mm-hmm. right? The dealer side of it. One thing that I'm fortunate enough to witness is the company culture that you guys have. Absolutely. As a team, right? It's super unique at Dynapac.
Yeah.
I enjoy the fact that you guys adopt me every time I'm around, right? And I get to be part of that team. And now you guys have adopted Chris this
Absolutely.
Week a little bit too, right? So
welcome, Chris.
So the thing about that is, you spent some of those early years focusing on, okay, here's the foundation of a good team. This is everybody's role. This is our vision.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that we make our dealer network strong with that second role. Once that foundation was in place, I somehow roll into Dynapac headquarters and I see a whiteboard.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that was the time where, okay, this is in place for foundation. This is in place for foundation. Now, let's show what Dynapac can do.
Correct.
Right. So fast forward here, we spend a little bit of COVID hits, which was wild, right? So you guys are all staged up for like, the world domination takeover campaign that you had ready to go.
Yeah.
And then COVID hits, we have supply chain issues, we have all this stuff. I was fortunate enough to be at Dynapac headquarters before the COVID thing hit, and I seen that whiteboard on the wall. Then I wait as I've had to look behind the scenes of this technology that you and I talked about, mm-hmm. When I looked at that whiteboard. And all of a sudden, we get fast forwarding, we do a little bit of branding, we all try to keep everything held on together. The world somewhat gets straightened out. Mm-hmm. And then Dynapac comes with the technological advancements that we've been waiting for, and some that I don't think some people were even thought possible. One of those which was on that whiteboard that you made me swear to secrecy that I would never show or tell anybody until it's here. And here was, right? Con Expo, we unveiled seismic technology on a lot of the machines. Stick around. We're going to jump to some commercials real quick, and we'll be back with Vijay. Commercials are for great companies like Dynapac who bring this product to you. After the break, we're going to come back and talk about some of those products and technologies that Dynapac's bringing to the table.
Asphalt maintenance contractors. Winter's just around the corner, and we all know the harmful effects that colder months have on pavement. Here at Wiscoat, we've tried a lot of products. We keep coming back to Craftco because of their crack and joint sealers are the best in the industry. No matter the climate that you're located in, Craftco has products that will fit your needs. Find the full product lineup at craftco.com. That's CRAFCO.com. Have you seen the smoothness and compaction that Dynapac Seismic technology has recently brought to the asphalt industry? It's incredible. And Dynapac's CC900G roller may just be the best roller on the market for driveway and parking lot paving contractors. It's even better than the little yellow one that you're used to seeing. But don't take my word for it. Give the CC900G a test run yourself by visiting Dynapac.com and finding a retailer near you.
Say goodbye to potholes and roadway damage without the need for large crews, heavy equipment, or toxic chemicals. Aquafalt is the only permanent repair material for asphalt and concrete that uses water. And installation is simple. Just pour, add water, and tamp. It's that easy. An Aquafalt repair can be opened to traffic immediately and fully sealed within 24 hours. Plus, the product is backed by a 3-year warranty and is made in the USA. Visit aquafalt.com. That's AQUAPHALT.com to learn more.
I'm incredibly proud of the Blacktop Banter Edition seal coating unit produced in partnership with KM International and available now in both the 550 and 700 gallon versions. Custom built on the same frame as their bulletproof hot boxes, I work closely with KM to design what I believe is the best seal coating unit on the market. A unit designed by a contractor for contractors. See the entire walkthrough of the unit on Blacktop Banter's YouTube channel or visit kminternational.com to learn more and place your order. Since its inception, Dubuque Asphalt Maintenance has branded our trucks with the 1-800-BLACKTOP number from the 800 Paving Network and consistently seen increases in leads and jobs completed. I know the 800 Pavement Network can do the same for your business. Visit 1-800-PAVEMENT.com and get set up with your custom phone number today.
Back with Vijay. Give us the digestible version of what seismic technology is.
Absolutely. So, seismic technology in a simple terms. So we started with in our soil rollers first. Last 4 to 5 years, we had this technology in soil rollers. So what it does in soil rollers is
strictly soil to start out with.
We started with soil rollers strictly, and what it does is every material you compact has its own, what they call as natural frequency. The engineers calls it natural frequency.
Okay.
Everything, this chair or your body, everything has a natural frequency. Okay.
Yep.
If you put any vibrating element close to it, which is compactors are vibrating,
yep,
get compaction at the same frequency, natural frequency, you match it, you get an extra compaction out of it.
Okay.
So it both vibrates on the same
frequency
in the wavelength. So aligning your wavelengths, what you're trying to talk, and myself, it's exactly what we're trying in seismic technology, aligning the machine to the material.
So no matter if it's clay, no matter if it's gravel, recycled asphalt, earth, black dirt, whatever it would be, it has a different frequency.
Correct.
And the seismic technology senses that frequency.
Correct.
And aligns itself with it to get perfect compaction.
Compaction.
And it does that automatically.
Correct.
All on its own.
Correct. And the soil rollers, what it does is we have the sensors and the proprietary software behind it, the brain behind it, and it measures what material underneath it, and it aligns the vibrating frequency of the drum exactly to it. So what we and then it starts the compaction process. As you compact a loose material, let's say you start with a 1 foot lift of gravel or a sand, you start compacting a loose material. As it compacts, it understands the compaction degree is changing and continuously adjusting the frequency. As the compaction degree changes, your natural frequency changes again.
Okay.
So it keeps together with the material this whole compaction process, and then at the end it finishes it faster, using less fuel, less energy, and less beating to the machine and the material.
And less time.
Less time, exactly.
Right. So what were we talking about? Efficiency, right? Like and contractor, I have a deadline.
Yeah.
I need to get done by that deadline.
Absolutely.
This is one of those things. We were fortunate enough to hear Jocko Willing speak this week.
Exactly.
Right. And he was talking about, hey, that saved you 3 minutes. Hey, this saved you 2 minutes. Like this saved you 10 minutes. He's like, add all those up in one day. Now add all those days up over 6 months. He's like, you're saving weeks, right?
Absolutely.
And you're hitting ahead of deadline. So the machine will get to the end, finish faster, get you to perfect compaction. You're not over rolling, right? Which you can't reverse.
No, you can't over compact the
You'd
material.
have to bring everything back up, right? You cannot reverse over compaction. You're not under compacting.
Correct.
So you're hitting proper density,
Mhm.
right? Those guys with density testers are going to be screwed, dude. They're going to be out of jobs once this becomes standard. But
It's not really. They still do it. They still do the density check.
they have
But the
to.
frequency of checking it now reduced.
Yeah, which
Right?
saves time.
So it saves time and for a contractor and make the job faster.
Here's the other thing. The roller driver
Mhm.
doesn't have to think about this anymore.
Correct.
Doesn't have to worry whether he's over compacting or under
Correct.
compacting or anything like that. Fast forward, this year, ConExpo, Seismic technology is unveiled in the asphalt rollers.
Absolutely.
What was that like, trying to get that technology to do asphalt? What was the challenge that was overcame going from soil to asphalt? Was there one, or was it, hey, we just haven't taken this on yet?
So in our back of our mind, when we launched soil, my first question back to our engineers were, when do we get in asphalt?
Yeah, of course. Of course it was.
They're like, who is this guy? So from the beginning, when it was designed and launched, we had the target to go to asphalt. But the difference is in asphalt, you have another variable, just not the material property, you have temperature.
Yes. Yep, it's hot. So when it's
So we
hot,
have to take in consideration of temperature in asphalt.
Mhm.
In soil, you have the material plus the moisture, which is the main two things.
Yeah.
Whereas here, on top of it, the temperature plays a huge role.
And the temperature changes.
Correct.
Right,
It's quickly
so
from
When it's
paving.
hotter, it's expanded.
Correct.
As it contracts, it gets cooler. So if you're at a compaction rating and
Yep.
then the product cools, it becomes more condensed,
Condensed.
it'll be more compacted, essentially a little bit. But also you have intense heat, right?
Correct.
So you have sensors inside the drum that's on intense heat that we're trying to get water out. That's a unique challenge to overcome.
So that's the main challenge we had, is how does we translate from soil to asphalt, is how do we take care of the temperature variation.
Mhm.
So in our machines, typically on a larger asphalt rollers, we always had the temperature sensor front and back as standard in North America.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually helped us quite a bit. So we had a lot of those studies done globally here, North America, Europe, and materials, and asphalt is like 50 different design materials.
Oh yeah, there's granite,
It's-
limestone.
There's
sand.
so many
There's
different
shells in it. Down in
design.
Florida.
Even the mixed design is completely different from one
Yeah.
state to another state in the U.S. And if you take it in Europe, it's completely different. Canada is a little bit different. And the times that the asphalt getting compacted, working middle of the night sometimes,
Yeah.
day jobs, all over
It's
this.
crazy
right?
to think about all the variables that go into it.
So our engineers have definitely had a lot of challenges to adhere to. So, but just like always, our Dynapac team rose about to the challenge, and they designed a system, seismic system, goes into asphalt. It'll properly tested. Been testing it for
takes all the guesswork out.
guess what? 2 years now. We've been testing it in field and fully vetted. Now in coming 2024, we will be start launching it to series of machines, starting with our 7-ton CC 2200 to all the way to our 13-ton CC 6200 will be launched in all of the machines.
Really?
Yep.
The whole line,
Whole line.
all the way through.
Yep.
Dang, I'm really, really excited about that.
So we're starting with mainly on the highway class rollers, a little bit bigger parking lot job rollers,
Yeah.
and then see where it goes, and then let's see what we can do with the 1.5, 2.5, and other small machines.
Wow, that's crazy. One of the things, right? You guys get over the large seismic hurdle. Excuse me, and get that taken care of. We've completely brushed over the excitement about the pavers, right?
Yeah.
The material movers, the paver sprayer, which is super exciting in VR.
Yeah.
For us to take a look at. Tell us briefly about some of those things, because to me, technology and adapting. Here we go again. Paver sprayer. There's no need for a tack truck in
Correct.
front of the machine. You're not driving over tack
Mhm.
with the machine, right? We're saving time.
Correct.
Right, we're keeping the machines clean, which also saves time. No one
Correct.
has to clean it. Tell us about that a little bit. Some of those technologies.
So when you think of Dynapac, what do you think of? What products comes to your mind first?
Rollers.
Exactly. So we've been in the compaction business for more than 80 years now. That's our bread and butter for so far. But many people, even today, doesn't realize we are a full-blown paving company.
Mm-hmm.
That's our next step of evolution, our next step of getting the message across. And we have the products built already. We have anyway starting from a 4-foot cart path paver all the way to the biggest 10-foot highway class paver.
Yeah.
And a material transfer machine, which is the coolest material transfer machine on
I
the
would
planet.
agree with that. I would agree with that.
It works well, and we are a full-blown paving company.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Dynapac, if you define Dynapac, we are a compaction and paving company.
Yeah. Not to get too far off track, but that 4-foot cart path paver, I've seen a remote controlled version right at World of Asphalt a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Then we were at Con Expo, and Tito, right, showed me one that, in my mind, I would see on any small paving company's trailer, right? We always see the dump truck pulling a lowboy, right? Double or triaxle lowboy, skid steer at the front, or roller at the front, I'm sorry, paver in the middle, roller at the back, right? Or sometimes people flip the skid steer and the roller, but that size paver that he showed us, and when I close my eyes, I can see it in the middle of that lowboy trailer, right? And I don't think a lot of people realize that, right? That's there, that Dynapac makes that size paver all the way up to the big boy that we see behind the material mover and whatnot.
Absolutely. And it's been quite a journey for us. So when we first started with the paving side, we really didn't have a product for North America. Mm-hmm. We tried to fit our European style tamper bar machines and into the North American market. Didn't go well. Then that's when I started in Dynapac 15 years ago, started looking at the portfolio of paving side. When I became a product manager, what do we need to do?
Yeah, you found out what a product manager does.
That's when I started, because compaction was already in a good shape, the product portfolio side, right?
Yeah.
And yes, we made a lot of advancement. Since we became a part of Fiat Group, we made a lot of advancement on our technology side. But in general, Dynapac was very solid in the compaction business, even for a long time, long time. And from a product standpoint, and so paving was definitely a challenge for us to figure out what products we need for North American market, right?
Yeah.
Globally, the paving market is a little bit different compared to North America. We pave faster, we pave thin, and we pave 12 to 13 foot most times. We don't pave like the whole highway shut down and stuff like that. But we work mostly at night times, and we do parking lots with commercial pavers. Yeah. And we do cart path with 4-foot pavers. There's multiple pavers needed for multiple different applications.
You guys do a good job at Dynapac of finding out different problems at different locations. North America is very different, Texas to Canada, right? And they pave different, right? We pave huge, long roads here in Texas that are nice and straight, right? Okay. So we need a lot of tack. Yeah. I don't need a whole bunch of mix in the hopper because I'm feeding that thing all the time. Yeah. You guys showed me the paver sprayer, which came with a 500-gallon tack, right? Yeah. Right inside of it, built into it. Correct. Which I recommend anybody goes and checks out. It's super cool, especially see the spray bar come out behind the hopper and behind the tracks. But you were like, and in Texas, this one, we're not going to do this one. We're doing 1,000 gallon. We're removing the hopper. Yeah. We're putting 1,000-gallon tank that can go around this side, or 1,500-gallon tank. I can't remember what you told me. And we're just going to shoot asphalt into the feeder and have it come out. There's no need for it all to hang out on the hopper. We're really going to put some blacktop down with this thing. You do that, but also different events. Almost every time we come to a different conference and show, there's a different skin on the Dynapac realm, right? Whether it's the red, white, and blue. Last time it was the reflective, right? Stars and stripes and whatnot. But also we've seen custom smaller machines too as well. That goes into marketing. Yeah. Right? So we have Vijay, the stud guy that can manufacture, put anything together, find problems, figure that out. But Vijay, the marketer, gets born when he realizes I have this product portfolio and I have to show the world that we do this and how we do it well. And how we can help them. Tell me a little bit about that transition, because you get super excited about marketing. Absolutely. Right? Like you really get excited about the products. Yep. The geek side of that. Sometimes, like, we're both very long-winded. Chris will tell me to, hey man, let somebody else talk for a little bit once in a while. But we get really excited about this stuff. And we want to be able to market it to the people that we know it can benefit, right, and help improve their lives. Tell me a little bit about that transition and how now you're Vijay the geek, product geek, but also Vijay the marketing geek and whatnot.
Yeah. I wouldn't say just the VJ. Like I'm fortunate to work with a team of professionals in our team. We have product marketeers in our team now, and also brand marketing team.
Yeah.
So we have two different kind of verticals we look at the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So the product marketing build the right product portfolio, right messaging. What is our value proposition? Stuff like that. The product marketeers takes care
Per product,
and the brand marketing is how to place Dynapac as the preferred brand for our customers.
right? That goes into dealer network, how you're interpreted in the community at large,
Correct.
Right? The industry, and the people that follow.
Correct. It's the communication side of it, and there we also a lot of those people. Dharmi heads the brand marketing side of it,
Yes.
and she's super cool with coming out with ideas, and ideas come from everywhere.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. You grab a water.
Drink some water.
Yeah. The one thing that you see with that switch is not a lot of companies focus that way though, Vijay.
Correct.
They focus on, okay, my marketing team is going to market this piece of equipment along with the brand. So put the equipment on social media with the brand, and we're just going to do this all in once. There's not really a hyper focus on, okay, these are the products. Let's show what the products can do and have a marketing strategy per product.
Correct.
Right? That's completely different than we need to market Dynapac, because yes, you make great products, but also, as we spoke to earlier, there's also a dealer network there, right?
Correct.
There's some of it is the education, like with this program right here, what we're doing, we're educating people on Seismic, right?
Correct.
A product guy that is focused on a certain product isn't going to be able to deliver that message about Dynapac's overall brand as well as somebody who's focused on Dynapac's overall brand. So
Absolutely.
your team, you have Dormy, who's
Yep.
right, the overall brand marketer, but now you have product marketeers. Go into that a little bit for us.
So the product marketeers focuses, as I said before, build the right product portfolio for North America.
Mm-hmm.
Work with our team globally, our global marketing team, product marketing, and design and build the right product for North America.
Yeah.
Which I was doing it for a long time, but now we have expanded our product portfolio so much. Now we need a lot more people and more people from experienced from the industry. We are trying to recruit coming from the actual practical experience from the field.
Yeah.
So those folks was focus on the building the right product portfolio, educating our dealer network and our own internal sales team that
Yep.
they'll focus on that, and go to customers and understand what we are saying is working.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually validate those our seismic benefit with customers.
Yeah.
And come back with, here's the results. Here's the job site we went to. Here's the results. Whatever our theoretical numbers our engineers come up with, is it actually happening in the field? And make sure what we say is what is happening.
Yeah.
That's a big step. We put like our seismic in soil loaders can compact faster. What does that mean? Is it can reduce passes? How many passes are using in every scenario? And it reduces fuel consumption by 50%.
Is that true?
Is it really happening in the job site? We have done our own test in a practical test in fields, but the field could be different every other day.
Yeah.
It's construction job site is different from Europe to US to Canada to everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's a different. So we these.
That's
folks-
R&D too. That's R&D. Right?
R&D, the data collection, and making sure what we promise is actually delivered to the customer.
Yeah. And then you are able to bring that information from the product marketing
Correct.
back to brand marketing.
Correct.
Brand marketing can use that information, whether it's a testimonial or whatever it is, and put that out through brand network.
Correct. And the white papers or testimonials, they do that. So that's what these folks are primarily focused on. On the brand marketing side, Dharmi is trying to set up her team now, and to make Dynapac is a preferred supplier for a lot of contractors. They know Dynapac.
Yeah.
In fact, they all know Dynapac, but what Dynapac do today? Where is Dynapac today?
Yeah.
They all know back in the day Dynapac was.
Yeah.
Where are we today? Where are we going? And send the message to the whole community like, hey, Dynapac should be your preferred supplier for the compaction and paving because of these reasons.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a challenge that team has. And spread the message, communication, and then build the brand image in front of customers, like going to the right trade shows, bringing the right products, and also being in the social media, being into the targeted marketing side of it. So the whole marketing space is looked into. How do we access the customers and spread the message, and tell our story?
So overall, right, as we close here, how I tend to ask the question a lot to people who are guests here on Blacktop Banter. What does the future look like? And that's such a hard question to ask nowadays because our environment is changing so fast, right? You guys, in 5 years, have done a lot of work, brought a new technology there, made what you do very cool. New technologies in all around paving side, paver sprayer, material mover, definitely seismic technology. Do you get a lot amount of time to be like, okay, it's here, we did it. We can now we have new things to pitch and sell and bring to the market and do that? Or do you get over that hurdle and be like, okay, now we need to go and focus on what's next here coming forward? Is that a constant thing? Like, not to say what's next for Dynapac, because we're both super excited about what's here finally. This used to be what's next.
Yeah.
Now we're in it.
Correct.
I haven't been at the headquarters or looked at any whiteboards at all lately, so I'm completely blind on this. Obviously, I know you're not going to divulge anything proprietary, but what does the future look like for this technology and whatnot, as well, going into something like that?
So future for Dynapac looks bright.
Okay.
So I would say that. Definitely, I'd say that. We have put in so much work, and the leadership in North America, we embodied culture here, and you know Jamie very well. He's our boss in here in North America, and
yeah.
he comes out with this I would say crazy ideas. Like it's middle of
that's
night,
why
he's
him and I are friends too.
Middle of the night, he's texting, "Can we do this? Can we do that?" And we all like, hell yeah, we do it.
Yeah.
It's not like the culture we are developing within the company is like everybody has a voice and everybody can come to pitch ideas, and that will be looked into it, and we will, if it works for people, and if it works for the customers, if it works for our dealer network, if it works for our rental network, and we will look into it and do it.
That's what's unique about Dynapac,
yeah.
Right? Like, here I am, I'm seal, patch, pretend that I know what I'm doing with a microphone and a camera, and you and I can have conversations, and then I'll see you 6 months later, like, hey, remember what we talked about?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're starting to do that.
Yeah.
We thought about that when we did that. So the contractors are part of the team.
Correct.
Right? Because of how well your team interacts with all of us.
Correct.
Right? Which is super unique when it comes to Dynapac. I think that's what gets me excited the most. The company culture at Dynapac isn't just within the four walls at Dynapac's headquarters. It's within the entire person all the way through, whether it's somebody who's walking up to the booth for the first time because they have nostalgia seeing the Dynapac logo and know that their grandpa, used Dynapac, or their dad used Dynapac, all the way down to guys like me who are on this side of it, right? And we want to get excited about seeing Dynapac do their things. It's all part of a team, and everybody's voice gets taken into account. That gets me excited because
absolutely,
I know that I can say something or talk to you or Dormy or Jamie or Jim or whoever, and that it's actually taken into account. And because I've watched you do it.
Yeah.
I've watched you and I have conversations and somebody come up with a problem and you go back and talk to the team in the moment and be like, yeah, this is something we never really thought about, that maybe we should tackle this and come up with it. That goes back to the whiteboard, and we see it here, whether it's a year later, 2 years later, whatever, come into fruition. That's very unique at Dynapac.
Yeah. One example I would say is how people are taking ownership and hearing voices. The rap you talked about in our in trade shows, we come up with this unique raps and cooler stuff. That's came from a guy named Tito. Yeah. He's not in brand marketing. He's not in product marketing. He's a technical service. Yeah. He knows how to fix machines, but he came up. He took it upon himself, and he said we should do something like this cool. We said, hell yeah, let's do it. It's like it's nothing. The things come up from all sorts of places.
They
Like,
are.
the idea can come from Jamie. Our idea can come from anybody at any different level, and we all collaborate together. And that was one great example to bring up. Like he's super pumped about all of Asphalt coming up in 2024. He's already working on a bunch of concepts.
I know.
It's super cool to see that. Like people, what is next? You asked what is next. It could be something cool in World of Asphalt 2024. Our Pavex, we will be unveiling some cool stuff there.
Yeah.
And there's so much thing worked in. So you will see a lot of some groundbreaking technologies as well as new product lines launched in the next 12 to 14 months. And people, and I think there's a lot of people we are adding into the team. It's like, man, everybody says it. Like it's not because I work here. I say that like you guys have something different than not.
You do.
And we try to protect it. We just need to nurture it and try to keep going forward with it.
You know how I know it's going to work? Everybody at Dynapac seems like they're equally the largest fan of Dynapac.
Yeah.
Right? Like you it's not like never ever have I ever felt like you're trying to sell me on anything. I feel like it's when like Chris and I meet after a week and like he listened to new music and he's like, you gotta listen to this. Like it's cool, like it's good, it's cool. That's the same feeling that we get from everybody on the team at Dynapac whenever I show up or whenever we see anything. You guys are your own largest fans, which I think bleeds into guys like me who use Dynapac and guys all over the country that use Dynapac. They're also fans of that type of stuff, right? So we're very, very excited about the future of Dynapac. If people are curious on where they can get information about Dynapac's current product line, what's coming up, where can they go and find out? Dynapac is on social media at Dynapac North America,
Correct.
Almost everywhere, right?
Every channel, being in LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We are in every major social media, and we are looking into going into further channels as well in the future. And our website is our best source of information. So
I was going to say that's for the geeks like me and you.
Right. Dynapac.com/US.
All the specs,
all the brochures, and even sometimes you can even take the operator's manual from there. Pretty much everything is there, what we offer.
Where can people find you this winter? Where are you going to be where they can come up and catch you at some of these things?
I have a very packed travel schedule. I'm out there and meeting contractors all this winter.
Yeah.
Meeting
so we're going
contractors and dealers and stuff.
We're going to do Pavex.
Absolutely.
We're going to do World of Asphalt.
Yeah.
Right? So those are two large ones where you can catch us.
We also do American Rental Association. Some of our product line fits perfectly in there.
Rental
ARA.
Association. Yeah.
We'll be there, and we'll be at Napa Annual. That's like
Dynapac's super approachable.
Absolutely.
So even if it's not Vijay, and you're not a geek like us, everybody who's on the team, Dormy, Jim, Jamie even, right?
Yeah.
Jamie is super hyped like us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's very excited.
He's always excited.
I know, man. Late at night, even, right? Like 1 p.m.
Yeah. So there's some ideas for ConExpo we did. The text came at 12 at the night.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Like I'm replying back. Oh, that's cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a movement. Like Aaron talked about yesterday about.
Dang, I like that saying.
Dirt World is a movement. It's a philosophy and a movement.
Yeah.
And I feel like Dynapac is a movement.
I do too.
Everybody takes, not only us in work for Dynapac, our dealer network, our rental partners. Everybody takes it to their heart, and our customers. The customers comes in like, hey, high five it. They hang out with us. We know the customers and their families, and it's like one big family, and it's a movement. It's a movement which we're trying to push beyond boundaries and try to do something better for this community, road building community.
Usually I end the podcast asking a question on a piece of advice, but I won't do that. I think what would probably be the best question of this time is if people are listening to the podcast or they come across Dynapac on social media or some of the clips that we're going to do, we're going to post some of those clips of you in the VR and whatnot as well. But if they come across those and you had a chance to give an ask of them, right? What would that ask be in regards to Dynapac? Whether it's give us an opportunity, just demo a piece of equipment and try it out. Go to the website and take a look. What would that ask be if you're like, give us an opportunity? What would that opportunity ask be? What would you ask somebody to do?
So from a contractor standpoint, the opportunity would be hear our story.
Yeah.
Before you wanted to demo or anything, hear our story, where we were, where we are going. Talk to our people, our salespeople, our product people, our marketing people, everybody. Just pick up the phone, call us, and talk to us before considering Dynapac. Just hear our story.
Cool.
That's what I would ask to look at it. And all our phone numbers are in our website. Everybody's phone number working from North America, from all the way from our president to all the way to our tech service people and sales people. Everybody's numbers in there. Pick up the phone anytime and call us, and we would happy to talk to you. Not only our products, like in general, the industry. We are happy to talk to you about everything.
Cool. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely.
It's always good to see you.
It's a pleasure.
I know. We've had a great week. A great week. So for myself, Marvin here, we're in Houston, Texas, which is wild for us to be this week. I'm Marvin, Blacktop Banter. We got Vijay with Dynapac, and we speak asphalt.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Hey there, Blacktop Banter fans. This is Hayden. I am the co-founder of Spot On Site. We're asphalt contractors ourselves. We run an asphalt paving company based out of Denver, Colorado. We know this is a game-changing app that will help you measure and mark your locations in your parking lots, document using time-stamped photos, videos, and comments, and send professional-looking reports to your customers. We have a free 14-day trial on spotonsiteapp.com.
Hey, Jessica Lombardo with PaveX, the pavement experience, and I want to invite you all to join us in San Antonio for the first ever event. It will be held January 30th through February 1st at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. We are going to have a live equipment demonstration over 2 days, 60 hours of educational programming, and a full trade show floor with over 75 manufacturers of equipment in the paving and pavement maintenance space. So please join us there, and to learn more and get yourself registered, visit www.pavexshow.com.
When it comes to asphalt tools and supplies, Liberty Supply has darn near everything you need. I actually think the owner, Sam, sleeps on a mountain of spray tips in their warehouse alongside the pour pots, hot pots, steel brooms, chalk lines, flagging tape, and hundreds of other items. If you call Sam today at 800-397-9907 or visit libertysupply.biz, they'll get you set up with everything you need. For custom and multi-piece stencils, I always turn to Stencil Plus. They've supplied every stencil we use, and these things last a long time. Actually, I should probably call Jeff over at Stencil Plus and just say hi, because it's been a long time since I've had to place an order. Anyway, if you want long-lasting, high-quality stencils, head over to stencilplus.com and save 10% by using code BB10 during checkout.